Hazard pay, what's that? Seems like a foreign language to the millions of employees that are working on the front lines of the pandemic. Essential workers are not receiving hazard pay, and the problem lies not only with our employers but within our government. Where do we draw the line between what makes sense and what does not? Millions of people are making more money sitting at home on unemployment insurance than the essential workers on the front line. Why should an employee who has direct contact with someone who has COVID 19 put their life on the line for less money? And this is where my argument today lies. Staying at home doesn't seem so bad after all. COVID 19 is a deadly virus that is claiming many lives each day. You have essential workers that are putting their lives on the front lines to help our society and keep our community safe. The coronavirus has hit our nation hard. The virus causes respiratory problems and is known to cause pneumonia and other major health issues. The American Heritage Dictionary of Medicine defined COVID 19, also known as the coronavirus, as any family of single-stranded RNA viruses that infects mammals and birds, causing respiratory infections such as the common cold and SARS in humans. COVID 19 is a pneumonia like illness resembling the flu that affects your lungs. In more severe cases, it causes shortness of breath, your lungs become compromised, and the use of a ventilator is necessary or even death. As of March 22, 2020, Governor Cuomo implemented a stay-at-home order for all New York State residents, which in terms means that all non-essential workers must stay at home unless travel is necessary. We went from a total state of normalcy to complete chaos in the blink of an eye. The emotional stress and drastic changes to not only our work lives but our everyday lives is enough worthy of hazard pay. Coming from my own personal experience, I went from taking 2 online classes to 5, got forced into homeschooling, and let me tell you that I am not smarter than a 5th grader. The box method alone will make anyone want to pull their hair out. This is our new reality. Face shield, masks, goggles, gloves, and gowns. A lot of us are scared, not only for ourselves, but for fear of bringing the virus back to our loved ones. We are working long hours, short-staffed, and underpaid, which was already an issue within facilities well before the pandemic. So add a little coronavirus in there, and we have the perfect mix of bad working conditions. The only compensation we have received are constant policy changes, free face masks that other companies had to donate, by the way, sharing precaution cards because there just simply aren't enough to go around, lack of proper PPE and equipment, free food that many of us don't even get to eat because what are breaks anyway, and complimentary COVID-19 tests, which is quite uncomfortable, I might add. Not receiving hazard pay has been the biggest slap in the face thus far. You want essential workers to put their lives on the line for free? I'd rather stay at home and collect a couple of extra dollars on unemployment, like the rest of New York State. According to the New York State Department of Labor, Pandemic Employment Assistance is a federal program that was included in the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act. The program provides support for Americans who are unable to work due to the coronavirus pandemic, but do not qualify for traditional unemployment insurance. Through the CARES Act, if you qualify for pandemic unemployment assistance, you will also be eligible to receive up to 39 weeks of pandemic unemployment assistance benefits, an additional $600 per week until July 31st, 2020. The New York State Department of Labor reports the current maximum weekly benefit rate is $504 per week. The average person on unemployment benefits receives $400 per week. This will automatically qualify an unemployment recipient to receive a total of $1,000 per week of untaxed money just to stay at home. Not to add food stamps and Medicaid. Seems like a dream. How is any of this even fair? A lot of the people out of work weren't even making $1,000 per week before the pandemic started. Although we are thankful to still be employed, we do not want to be employed at the expense of our lives. Give us the same empathy that the unemployed are receiving. Deborah Bricks with the Pandemic Response Team states, America must brace for a 100,000 or more people to die in coming months in the coronavirus pandemic. We have almost reached that threshold, and as of May 5th, 2020, there has been 258,963 coronavirus deaths worldwide, with the United States leading the fatalities at 72,284. New York State trumps the list with a confirmed 19,415 deaths alone. In an article from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health Agency, it states, already in response to COVID-19, thousands of healthcare workers are falling ill. In China, nearly 3,400 healthcare workers have been infected, and 22 have died, not just from the virus itself, but from the cardiac arrest and conditions caused by overwork and exhaustion. In Italy, at least 2,629 healthcare workers have gotten sick. And here in the U.S., dozens of frontline workers have already been infected, with many others having to self-quarantine. The burdens, both acute and chronic, that healthcare workers face today are leading to a dangerous burnout epidemic, which will have devastating consequences for both providers and patients. The ones working on the front lines are people's parents, siblings, loved ones, and friends. No workers, unemployed or employed, are better than the next, but give everyone the same consideration. The ones working harder deserve more. Today marks the first day of Nurses Week, and we don't want any free food, hand sanitizer, or lunch bags. We want hazard pay. My name is Tiana Smith, and this is my argument on hazard pay. Thanks for listening.